Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. This is your boy, the coach from the WWE. I would like to welcome you to the very first wrestling podcast in the world to take you on a weekly deep dive into classic matches along with legends of the squared circle. Enjoy the discussion. Enjoy the back and forth. There's so much to get into. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Payoff.
Welcome to an all-new episode of The Payoff. I'm Tom. That's Jeff. We're going back to WrestleMania 19 as we are on the road to WrestleMania. Austin, Rock. At the time, Austin's last match, but we didn't even know it at the time. This was a wild one, man. The third match
I'm excited to cover this one.
Trilogy.
Exactly. Yeah, number 3. This is this one going to be exciting. Like I said, we you just said, we are deep on the road to WrestleMania. We got 2 more episodes, this one and one more before the actual biggest show on earth. And so should be really interesting. And this one, I don't remember this one as well as I do some of the other ones. And so I'm excited to kind of go back and revisit this.
Yeah, me too. At the time, I mean, not that this wasn't like an interesting part of the show, but I mean, it wasn't, it was a little bit thrown together. You'll get into all that. But then, we look back and it was the end of Austin. It was, a little passing of the torch just in terms of some of the other wrestlers on the show. The Rock, I mean, basically, it was the end for both of them in a way. I mean, it's pretty interesting. So we got a lot to cover here, and what the Rock did in the immediate aftermath of this show. So yeah, I'm excited to dig into it. So let's get right into the build.
Oh, it's time for the build.
So here's the thing. This has always been to me one of the, I'll say, more underrated WrestleManias for a few reasons. I think the backdrop being in Seattle at a baseball stadium. So they're at Safeco Field. There's 55,000 in attendance. This did a buy rate of 560,000. But March 30th, 2003, it just looked different. We had seen a couple stadiums before, but this one always just looked different, and I thought it was a great look. I loved it. The show itself, to me, this has just been a little bit of an underrated one. There's some really good matches on the show. So, dark match was Chief Morley and Lance Storm retaining the tag titles against Kane and RVD. Matt Hardy in the opening match is going to retain his Cruiserweight Championship in 5 minutes against Rey Mysterio. Undertaker is going to defeat Big Show and A-Train in a handicap match in 9 minutes. Trish Stratus is going to defeat Victoria and Jazz to win the Women's Championship. Team Angle of Benjamin and Haas is going to retain their titles, defeating Rhino and Chris Benoit, and then Los Guerreros in 8 minutes. Now we start cooking a little bit. So Shawn Michaels defeats Chris Jericho in 22 minutes. A great match. A really, really, really good match. Shawn's first WrestleMania back after his long hiatus. Chris Jericho wanted to be Shawn Michaels when he grew up. That was just a great story. Triple H is going to defeat Booker T to keep his World Heavyweight Championship. Based on that build and what they were doing, not well regarded. Then we start cooking again with 3. I mean, I thought just awesome back-to-back-to-back matches. Like, you can just watch the last, 75 minutes or so of this show and love it. So Hogan defeats McMahon in a street fight. It was fun. They beat the shit out of each other. That was just a really fun match. Then we have Rock Austin for the final time. And then in the main event, Brock Lesnar defeats Kurt Angle. Obviously the finish got botched a little bit, but a great match. babyface Brock, defeats Kurt. It was great. So again, there was some good and some bad in the show, but overall, I mean, I just think a really, really fun WrestleMania.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one, like, just overall, like you said, it got stronger as the night went on. And so, and really even like from Shawn Jericho on, it was just pretty good, even, outside the women's match, but, which it was, a pillow fight match. Who cares? So, yeah. So this one though, like you said, this is the third match between these guys, big match. And so, they were tied, Austin, both of them had gotten a win, and so this kind of positioned them as the kind of definitive chapter. And so Austin just really wanted to beat The Rock. You had the promos getting into him losing the top spot, but then The Rock's return, the focus there was return from Hollywood. This was necessary for him to surpass Austin permanently. No stipulations on this one. They didn't want it to kind of bog down what was happening. And so it was a pure wrestling match and what was happening. That way no one can say, oh, well, he beat him because he hit him with the trash can. He beat him because, he threw him in the back of an ambulance, whatever it might be. And so this was purely just to tell the story of these two needed one more match to kind of establish, all right, who is not necessarily the best, but who does, represents wrestling in so many ways. And that's what this one boils down to. We could talk about adjournment. Should this have been the main event over Brock and Angle? I don't know, but we could talk about that a little bit too. So it just because the star power of this one is a lot more than that one, but who knows? So, yep. All right.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff on the show. So, all right, let's get into the match. We have 58 minutes remaining in WrestleMania. Oh, so there you go. So the last 60 or so minutes, like I said, 58 minutes remaining. Jeff, are you ready?
Got it pulled up. Let's do it.
It's time for the payoff.
Ho! It's time for the payoff.
Hot crowd. Hot crowd.
Champion of all time. A lot of argument, a lot of discussion could be had in that respect.
I mean, let's talk about it. I don't know how many examples there are in the history of pro wrestling where the magic between the two competitors was like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Austin Rock, maybe like a Shawn Bret. Roman and Cody kind of feels like it's turned into that.
Yeah.
I felt like Brock Roman, there was a little bit of an aura there. There's not many.
There's just so few of when this happened, and it was as monumental as it is.
I don't know if Cena had one of those in his entire career. I mean, I know he had some good feuds, but I can't think of one guy where Cena standing across from so and so was just magic.
Yeah.
Right. So this is great. They're just going straight up for a brawl to start.
We're outside the ring. Brock was real young.
I know Austin was in the hospital the night before, and obviously, we've heard that whole story. He doesn't look like it.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
When I was laughing about, because my kid's into wrestling, so I'm watching just a lot of random matches. I was watching Lesnar Goldberg from WrestleMania 20, which is obviously a year after this. Austin took an F5 on the build to that match.
Okay.
So it's always interesting that Austin retired, but it's pretty wild he never came back. I mean, he could have.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah,
at any point. I mean, literally, WrestleMania 20 and on, if he said, look, I want to do something, a match, or, I mean, he easily could have. He probably just made so much money, and, a little bit's just his personality. But it's not like he couldn't. That's what I always found to be interesting.
Yeah, well, I feel like, Undertaker, we get the occasional one-off, we get the gong, and he comes back, chokeslams someone, disappears, back into the mist again or whatever it is. I think, to your point, I think like Austin, at this point, I just don't think it's going to happen. It may be, like I'll keep that 1%, but I think Cena is actually in the same boat too. I think Cena is happy with how he left it, even if the fans weren't totally. But I think that he is happy to not kind of be that piece of, hey, we need you. I could see him staying away too. And there are very few that kind of keep that up. Yeah.
Who do you want to see, at least at the time we're recording this, nothing's been announced, and I doubt it will be until right before WrestleMania, but who do you want to see induct everyone? I mean, who inducts AJ? Who inducts Steph? I'm interested in all of them. Like, who do you... So, and I mean, Sid, I guess, should have an... I think Shawn Michaels inducting Sid would be pretty cool. Because the best match in Sid's career, the best matches were with Shawn. It's kind of his bodyguard at one point. Like, I think that's an easy one.
Stephanie, Undertaker, it kind of makes sense to me. Like, he was the one, remember, that did the sit down with her and then told her that it was happening. Yep. So I could see happening.
But I could see Undertaker inducting AJ as well.
Yeah, because they had the match. Like, I still go back and rewatch that match.
I doubt they'll involve Cena, but Cena would be a perfect one for AJ.
Yeah, that would make sense. I do wonder, like, it feels a little weird if Triple H inducted Stephanie, but also not. Like,
what about Linda?
Yeah, she's not coming back. And
you don't think so? You don't think Linda would induct Stephanie?
The other big one, I would say over Linda, Shane. We haven't seen Shane in a really long time. I know he got hurt, he pulled the quads.
But I don't know if they like. I really truly don't know if, like, what the relationship with any of them is. And, like, I kind of buy into the fact that there's real life heat with Shane and Triple H.
Yeah, it's hard to say. With it being Stephanie, like, maybe this is one of those Punk type situations where we finally said, hey, you know what? Let bygones be bygones here. It was last year or 2 years ago where Shane pulled his quads.
I think that's been a few years now.
Has it now? Yeah.
I think it's been 2 or 3 years.
But we haven't seen him in that whole time, even though occasionally he's at his son's wrestling meet. Oh, that was 23.
Or Shane and Linda doing it together would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be good. In regards to AJ, I don't.
By the way, I don't think we're that far away from Vince being involved again.
Every once in a while, there's always, you got to wade through the crap sometimes, because someone made the comment like, "Oh, Vince is going to buy, UFC or something." Like, just these bullshit. Like, there's no chance in hell that that's ever going to happen. But
here's one I did see. I really haven't been on wrestling Twitter all that much, but here's one I did see. The guy that Orton was talking to on the phone.
Oh yeah, we still don't know as of today. Yeah.
What if it's Vince?
Yeah, like that.
Look. Here's the thing. If you wanted to shake things up, and you wanted to really, now it's dangerous. I think it could backfire. It could be too big of a risk to take. But if you wanted to do a storyline that got people talking, that was NWO bloodline type game-changing box office, something involving Vince and Triple H, if done right, and I'm telling you, I think there's major money there, but it's risky, and I'm not saying I would do it. But you think about the Unreal season on that. You think about Vince being a character on television with a heel veteran that would do his bidding for him. It's interesting.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, I just don't see them wanting to kind of open that door.
I get that.
I don't know.
I get that. The counterpoint to that is, do you think they really give a shit? Like, do you think...
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Okay, so I just but can you imagine the backlash on Twitter? I think they say, we don't give a shit. You'll be watching, and you'll be talking about it, and it'll elicit anger from you, and you'll be more likely to buy a ticket so you can boo the shit out of him.
Right.
I just and it's defensible in the sense of we brought someone in to be a character on television. This is all fake.
Yeah.
And here's why I would consider doing it. I think they're risking becoming stale.
Yeah.
There's a lot at stake. There's a lot of stadiums to fill. I mean, look, you're going to, right after this, you go do some international shows. You got a Saudi WrestleMania. You got 2-night SummerSlam. You got all this stuff. I'm sure Survivor Series will be in a stadium again. I mean, there's just so much that you have to do. And it's like, look, we got to be careful. We can't, I don't know. Again, I'm not saying I would do it.
Right.
But it'd be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at some of the other names too, like AJ, I think he said Cena could be good. I don't know what Samoa Joe's doing.
I think that's a good one. Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle would be great. Yeah, that would be another one to bring him out. I think I don't care as much about Demolition. I think you could do like a New Day or an Usos or and
yeah, you're right. They'll do like a modern tag. That's a good call on that one.
That will do that one, and then the other Sean makes total sense for Sid. The other big one too could be that's where you could slot the Undertaker. I think. Like, another big man. They didn't, that could work for me. But I think the wild card one for me is who inducts Dennis Rodman? Like, you don't want Triple H and Shawn there. That doesn't make a ton of sense.
I'll tell you who it would have been is Hogan.
Yep. And that's what I was going to say is like that makes the most sense to me.
Eric Bischoff.
Or the only other one, because of what he's done and he still has the good connection, is DDP.
Or Kevin Nash.
It could be Nash, yeah. Nash,
I think ideally it would have been Hogan. I think I could Eric Bischoff I could certainly see.
Yep. Bischoff makes sense, yeah. And that could be a little bridge building there. You never know.
So Rock's in Austin's vest, which is just great.
But takes a rock bottom from Austin.
And how humiliating and embarrassing would it be for The Rock to lose?
Yeah, these two are just magic together, man. I'm telling you.
They are having a really good match. They've been in the ring the whole time, other than that first little bit outside. Like, it's just been really good. Yep.
So what's the deal on the lady that she scammed a childcare facility and spent it all on tickets?
Boy. Well, before we get into that, which I'm guessing she was one of the ones that purchased these. Would you rather have the Clash of Italy $10,000 or no? I think it was $15,000 ringside and pasta making class, with a WWE wrestler, or would you rather take a 5-minute, $10,000 tour of Cody's bus?
No, it's the front row seats, man. Sitting front row to WrestleMania would be awesome. The rest of the stuff would be very underwhelming.
Yeah. So to your point, if listeners didn't know, there was a woman, she worked at a school or something like that, and she ended up stealing $350,000 and spent a ton of it on wrestling, taking her 3 kids. And so there's all these photos of her backstage and all these other things, and her buying like some of these crazy experiences that you and I text each other and we're like, who buys this? And then 2 weeks later it's sold out. And we're like, what the hell? Like, how is this a thing? Like, this is insanity. So, that type of stuff and looking at that and dealing with that. Yeah, it's comical. But yeah, I think, hey, if you're going to embezzle money, like, spend it on what you love. And you and I love wrestling. So I could see that happening. Absolutely. But yeah, that part of the story is crazy. And some of these packages that they offer, what were you and I talking about? The Fanatic or thing that's coming up as well, too. We were just texting about it, or the Fan Fest thing. Yeah, Fanatics Fest.
Yes. Well, I said it has to cost a fortune. My text to you was $2,000 would you could spend $2,000 in an afternoon there.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah. You could blow that by the morning. By the time you're done.
What do you think? What do you think they're charging to meet Cody Rhodes?
Is it 5,000? No.
I'm saying just like, I'm talking the picture. I'm talking like you walk up to him, they take a picture. I watched them do it at WWE World last year at WrestleMania. They wouldn't let you talk to the guy. So, I mean, you stood next to Steve Austin, you smiled, and you went. I mean, it was like boom, boom. So it's like, and I know you hate waiting in line, but it's like you go to WrestleCon, you could sit there and bullshit with the guys and kind of hang out with them a little bit. I mean, this thing was like, okay, I'm standing there, I smile, and then I move on. I mean, when I met Hulk Hogan, I talked to him for a minute. It was awesome, right? Like, so right. I don't know. Some of the, I'm like $500. I bet you if not 500, it's the better part of 500 to stand next to Cody Rhodes for 4 seconds.
Which did you have been to WWE World?
Last year in Vegas.
Did you have to pay to get in?
Yeah, but it was probably like $30 or something.
Well, so now they're saying it's closer to 50 to 70 to get in.
I mean, it could have been last year, and I'm not remembering. I don't.
But either way, like,
I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was like $30 or $40.
No, but still, like, that ticket went up.
It's very average, by the way. I mean, it is like, it's not awful, but it's not like, wow, that was really, really cool.
I'm clicking through.
I actually thought some of their older fan fests were a little better. I went to one a while ago that they had an elimination chamber there that you could get in. They had the old Raw set with the big RAW. Like, I actually thought that one in Orlando was cooler than last year.
I'm trying to see. So this is interesting. Literally, as we are recording right now, the WWE World tickets have not all fully gone on sale yet. So 2 of the names listed on here are Stone Cold and AJ, and the ticket sale, I'm in the queue. The event begins at 9 a.m., 1 hour, 31 minutes to go. And so I can't see.
But they won't let you buy tickets unless you can prove that you already bought tickets for the
event itself.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
It looks like they're adding people because some people are sold out. Like Bailey is sold out.
So last year I tried, I forget who it was, Austin Taker, one of them. You couldn't get tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I tried Friday, like Saturday. When it went on sale and I couldn't get them.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, okay. And let's just do a rock bottoms all over, yep.
Great match, great crowd.
The 5-day WWE World ticket is $384.87.
I mean, who's going to the thing 5 days in a row?
But so a single day, Thursday, this is with fees. So the fees are included in the prices I'm giving you. Thursday adult, $87.47. Friday adult, $99.13. Saturday adult, $87. Sunday, $87. Monday, $64.14.
If you could see the look, if you could see the look on my face, I mean, Jeff, you can see it.
Yeah, I can, but yeah,
like, what the fuck? Like,
kid single day ticket every day but Monday is $46.65.
So just to put,
so you're looking at $46.65. So just to get in the door, it's $140.
Hey, and The Rock, is he gonna do it? Not the third time. The third time's the charm. Big one. Oh God, a third rock bottom. A third rock bottom. A hook of a leg. And the little side on it.
Finally got it.
Been made. Here is your winner. Unbelievable. It took 3 rock bottoms, but The Rock has finally broken the jinx.
Watching it, he just pushed Earl Hebner out of the way, and he's going to say something. He's going to sit down and say something too. This might be the first time that's ever happened.
Mania. You are
pushed
looking,
Earl Hebner
ladies and
away again.
gentlemen, at perhaps 2 of the greatest. When it's all said and done, that this business will have ever offered you. They gave you everything they had. Here.
I mean, watching it back now, knowing everything, knowing that night, knowing the other, I mean, it just makes it, look how good that looks on TV, that stadium, by the way.
Looks incredible, yeah.
We'll leave this on because if I remember correctly, kind of Austin walks away and you look at it now and you're like, okay, he knew he was done because we didn't really know at the time. So Jeff, I'm laughing because, I used to go to WrestleManias in my 20s. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was dead ass broke going to these shows. Okay.
Yeah.
Really struggling. I'm 23, 24 years old, right? Like finding a friend of a friend's place to crash at. I'm going these, but at no point did I ever think WrestleMania was expensive. Okay.
Nope.
Like I'd go to the Fan Fest and be like, $20, walk around, get your picture in the Elimination Chamber. That's cool. Right. I look at this now and I'm like, it's really expensive. Like, it's just so like, now that I'm like an adult and I make money and I think it's expensive. That's insane. The better part of $200 to take my kid to WWE World. You said $450 for the worst seats in the house. What I'm very curious on with the seats, and whether I go or not, I'm going to pay very close attention to this. What are those actually going to go for? My belief is day of, dude, you'll be able to get them for a fraction of this.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking just some random numbers here. Austin was $335 for a photo, $324 for an autograph on a small item, $432 for an oversized item. Cena was $367 for a photo. Undertaker $259 a photo, $237 an autograph. And so
there's just no. I mean, if spend your money however you want. I don't know. I wanted to meet Hulk Hogan. I got to meet Hulk Hogan. That was like everything else. Like, I don't know. Dude, I went to WrestleCon last year. I don't even know if I told you this. I went to WrestleCon last year and, Mick Foley, a couple other people. I was just like, what am I doing here? Yeah, it's just a waste of money.
Yeah.
Like, it's gotten to be a lot more expensive. Again, I mean, 15 years ago, you walked up to these guys, you gave them a $20 bill, you shook their hand, you talked to them for 5 minutes. Now we're talking about, being rushed over to stand next to someone to snap a picture. You can't use your own phone. You can only get the one picture that they do.
Yep.
Okay, so here's Austin.
Leaving to his music, yep.
I can tell you this, folks.
Well, and this is that's how much Wrestling World is. The 6 Squared Circle Expo is here in Indianapolis this weekend, actually. And it's just, big wrestling show or big, autograph show and all that stuff, which it's pretty big. It's gotten to be a thing, but I'm looking right now. They have all the autograph prices listed. So some of the wrestlers that are going to be there for an autograph or a selfie, this is the 2 prices. DDP is $60 for both. Buff Bagwell is $30 for both. Dennis Rodman's going to be here. He's $90 for both. Let's see here. Okada is $60 for both. Kevin Nash, $60. To Delita, $60 and $60. So you could go for, a fraction, Road Dogg $40 only. That's not bad at all. And so, hey, Taka Michinoku's only $40. So if you're smart and you want these autographs, you can find them places. But the problem is it's WWE. They can charge a premium. And as much as everybody complains, I think we're in the minority of that because so many people, it sells out. So they don't give a shit what we say.
I don't fault anyone. I don't blame them. I mean, you're right. I mean, they're charging prices that are being paid. So it is what it is, man.
All right. So are we in the aftermath? Have we called it on this one yet?
No, we need to. So
all
let's
get
to the aftermath.
Ho! It's time for the aftermath.
All right, what do you have?
It was a good match. It was good. It was definitely lived up to it. It's the third. It's the final off on that stuff. Like you said, we didn't know that this was going to be the end for Austin.
Well, let me ask you that though. Do you wish we would have known? Do you wish there would have been a send off?
No, I don't. I'm glad we didn't know.
I kind of think so too.
At the time it was, just learning what we know now, would we have even believed that it was the end? I don't know. And so I think that's why I'm perfectly fine just not worrying about it. So, yeah, but, so of course the post-match handshake, both guys, just kind of the finality of it all. It was Austin's final match, so we didn't know it at the time, but he was dealing with, his body was broken. It would pretty much what it boiled down to. He would still appear on TV from everyone, occasionally, but he had really stepped away at this point. But he never really wrestled again. That's just what it was. Now he takes care of the cats, so which is always fun to see. But The Rock on the flip side, this is what pushed him to be the future type thing and established him as what he was. But he would be sporadic in WWE, but it's because he was off filming movies. So at this point, he had done 2-3 movies, and so it was very early in his career. It was the Mummy and the Scorpion King movies, which now though, it really, after this, it turned him into the celebrity that he is. And so whether he's well liked or not, it's how it went. So he really retired Austin without a storyline retirement angle. That's all right.
And was it okay? Are you okay with it being The Rock, or should it have been someone else?
No, that's who it should have been. It was at least the right person. It wasn't Baron Corbin and Angle. It was correct. Yeah.
I think it is so overrated to give a rub to someone or feel like it needs to be a young guy. Dude, I don't know. I mean, it's look, Undertaker, Michaels, how good were those 2 matches? So what's the thinking? Oh, it should have been The Miz and not The Undertaker because of the rub? Gives a shit. Just give us moments. It was the perfect person for it to be. And, the value in The Rock winning is The Rock went on to wrestle on and off for the next, decade or whatever it was. I mean, so then he had the equity of that when he went on to wrestle Cena, and there was that continuity. But the idea of the guy going out has to lose, and he has to lose to a younger guy, and he has to get the rub. Dude, I would have rather seen Kurt Angle lose to John Cena than lose to Baron Corbin.
Right, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. All right, this one, what do we got? Neither guy was ranked this year. What did I say it was? 2003. Yep. And so neither one had a ranking on this one. This overall show got an 86% thumbs up, so it was really well received. This was the third best match. They gave the best one to Michaels and Jericho, then Brock and Angle, and then this match. And so it was up there. But it got one more vote than Vincent Hogan. Or excuse me, 10 more votes than Vincent Hogan, which is kind of funny. So Austin got the biggest reaction of anyone on the show. Austin was hurting bad, particularly his neck, but Rock put on a performance to carry this great match. So did Jim Ross, for that matter. Rock and Ross were arguably the best third-generation superstars in wrestling. Or Ross said Rock. Yep. Austin used a rock bottom, near fall. Austin kicked out of two more rock bottoms before finally getting pinned on the third one. On his way out, Rock kissed his wife and mother, who were ringside. 4 stars. So what are you going to give this one?
I'll put it in 8. I mean, crowd's electric, all the history, the final match in the trilogy, the way these guys were. I loved it, man. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm right there with you at an 8. I think 8.5 even. I think this is just one that it was really good. Like, yes, it was the third off, and yes, there was a lot of other stuff behind this, of the injuries and how they felt, and Rock wasn't fully there, with the movie stuff. But at the same time, like, it is still really good to go back and watch this one, I think.
I loved it, man. I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. What are we doing? Where are we going next?
I have no idea what we have after this.
So yeah, we're gonna spend 2 weeks actually at WrestleMania 28. It's just kind of how it worked out. Next week is going to be Triple H and Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell with Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee, and then we're doing Chris Jericho taking on CM Punk, and so at WrestleMania 28. So we got a lot happening there. Obviously the Undertaker and Triple H was just kind of feud there, but then we got the belt with Punk and Jericho, and we're going to close out the month of April, our final road to WrestleMania, post WrestleMania show. We've got John Cena taking on your boy Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 23. So, and then we just got some random stuff through May. I see some good stuff in there. I see a house show, Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage from a 1986 Boston Garden house show. So we got some fun stuff lined up. We always do. We try and send them home happy.
Good stuff, man. That was a fun one.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Cool.
Yeah. Appreciate everyone listening. We'll see you next week on an all new episode of What the Hell.